pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This special session of the Lincoln County Commission on March the 2nd, 2012 at 12 p.m. is now called to order. Members present is Merle Pugh, Clerk, Charles McCann, President, Thomas Ramey, Commissioner, and it's not via telephone, Charles Vance, Commissioner. And the sole purpose of this meeting is to interview the applicants and to appoint an applicant for the position of the interim sheriff. Our first interview was with David Vickers.
Okay, David, we have some prepared questions, same ones we used the last time except added one. But just go through these and add on. Some of the other commissioners may have follow-up questions. But if you think of something you didn't, come back to it, whatever. First question, are you a registered voter in Lincoln County?
Yes, sir.
Are you aware that the office of sheriff is considered a full-time position?
Yes, sir.
And a follow-up to that would be, are you willing to apply yourself in a full-time manner as sheriff?
Yes, sir. If I can speak, I'll be here every day that I can be here.
Okay. Question 3, basically dealing with criminal record. The question is, do you have any criminal record or criminal background that could cause a problem serving as sheriff?
No, sir.
And you may want to explain more on this. Do you believe that you have the qualities needed to supervise deputies and the tax office, since we really have a office of sheriff has 2 different divisions? Take one at a time, the deputies. What would be your abilities there to be able, you feel that you can supervise the deputy? You probably know some of them, but
I know Chief Hensley, of course, Harvey Sines, but I think with my past experience, supervisor position for most of my tenure at Lincoln County Board of Education, that I would be able to supervise with the experience that I have.
and in the tax office?
Same thing. I met the Chief Deputy Tax lady yesterday, I think.
Ms. Linville?
Yes. And I feel that I do have the ability to be able to supervise. Just for a second elaboration, if I could, I've only heard good things about that office. And I know that it would be a learning experience for me as far as probably laws and regulations, but I am willing to learn and would work with them the best I can to do that and to supervise, to make sure that the citizens are served in this county.
And just for the benefit of the other commission, I may know David more than others may, I don't know, but just what is your background? You talk about your ability to supervise and your work. Just share that with the rest of the commission.
Okay, when I started to work for the Lincoln County Board of Education in 1973, I worked in the maintenance department, and soon thereafter I became a school bus operator for the county, which I served for 10 years. And most of that 10 years I was also a school bus supervisor. I trained new drivers, got them certified to drive the bus, then I transferred back to the maintenance department, and the last 15 years that I served, I was the maintenance coordinator for the school system, which I took care of all the schools, buildings, equipment, making sure that they worked right, working with all the principals and all school employees.
In that capacity, did you have regulations to follow?
Yes, sir.
And how did you find out about those regulations? What did you do about them?
Well, of course, superiors that on a daily basis told you what to do, but also read and learned them, and once that I knew what to do, of course I carried out those duties to the best of my knowledge.
Question 5, when would you be available to take office?
Immediately.
We suspect the office will be open next week based on what we've read in the media, but heard, but so you'll be available at any time next week.
Yes, yes, sir.
Within
Yes,
proper
ma'am.
notice.
Yes.
Question 6, why did you decide to seek this office, Sheriff?
I sought to seek the office because, number one, it's no secret that I am a minister, and I just feel that I could, I'll bring my ministry into the office, I don't mean that, but that I would be able to help bring our county together. I guess it's no secret that our county is kind of divided in different ways, and I would like to be a part of being able to work with everyone and to help everyone that we could grow closer, do a good job for the citizens of our county, not only make a better place for now, but to make a better place for our children and grandchildren to grow up in this county also.
Of course, the next question may not be a good question. We haven't, I have taken credit for that. But what would make you feel like that you have the qualities to be the best sheriff? Do you think that you have to bring, you mentioned some of them already.
Okay, as I've said, in the supervisory position, but also in working at the Lincoln County Board of Education, I also worked with budgets. We had a budget that we had to go by. I knew, how to read that budget, look at it, and to be able to follow and to stay within the guidelines of the money that was allotted for us to spend. Also, the several positions that I feel that I've held has been a lot with the public. I've worked a lot with the public, and I feel that I can work with the public and not have respect to certain people and certain people not. I think everybody is created equal. They should be treated equal, and I think that I can do that.
Anyone else? We added question 8, or I did, Judy's help, but one of the things we ran into in the last selection we made was the issue of business outside of the work here at the Sheriff's Office. And one of the issues is, do you operate any business that would cause a conflict of interest by serving as sheriff?
No, sir.
I heard you say earlier you have a farm, but that's just a farm of
It's
itself.
pleasure, just pleasure. Place to garden.
Anyone else?
I've known David for a long time. I mean, we go back several years. The only question I'm going to pose to you, as I will the next person we interview, is that, I think it's really necessary that the office of sheriff be non-political, meaning that the question I want to pose to you is, would you have any problems making sure that the office wasn't involved in the upcoming election? I mean, other than the law enforcement duties that you have, I think we, as a commission, would like to see that office run as a business and not as, anything political. Would you have any problems with that?
Absolutely not. I would run that office. I have no intentions of any political gain or of any time running for any other office because I've had that office. I just would like to spend 9 or 10 months here to help pull everything together, and that would be the end of me then.
I probably should have asked a while ago. I didn't ask you about being a registered voter. The other requirement, it has to be a Democrat. Are you a registered Democrat?
Yes, sir.
I like the fact that you've dealt with budgets, because a lot of people, when they think of sheriff, they think of law enforcement only. And the primary job, if you follow what the sheriff does, is collect the taxes and oversee that process. And currently, we have fairly sure that all the books from this office to the sheriff's office and the county clerk's office for the first time in many years are balanced. And I was happy to hear that your budget experience, but we over the next few months are going to have to look at hiring deputies. And in your previous positions, what kind of role have you played in hiring new employees?
In hiring new employees at the Lincoln County school system, when we, of course, I'm sure you know, you were a board member, but we had to test people for those positions. And I did give the test for the maintenance workers, that came in and was able to do that and to make a recommendation upon what they did on the test, whether they were capable or not capable of that position. So I have been in the position of making recommendations for someone for employment, yes.
I think in follow-up to that, that's a strong point too, I think, in your case, because, you know, we would want critical evaluation
Sure.
of employees and things like that, because we want to make sure we get the best we can.
Sure.
Anything from anyone else? Anything else you want to add that you think about?
Just appreciate being able to come in today for this interview and your interest in me. And whatever decision's made will be the best of friends still, I promise you that, because I've said if it's meant for me to get it, I want it. If not, I don't want it. So I appreciate it.
Appreciate that. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
I guess a decision will be made today.
And you can wait around out in the hall if you want. After we finish the next interview, we'll probably convene
Okay.
and talk.
Okay.
We haven't
So
really decided that.
probably next couple of hours you'll know for sure.
It's in the next hour, I suspect.
Okay. Thank you.
I called him Mark. It's actually, his name's Cyrus Mark.
Yes.
Just out of habit. What we have, Mark, is some structured questions, and certainly on any of them, you can feel free to add to, elaborate, or whatever, but we just have this as give us a direction, and each commissioner may decide to add another question, follow up, those kind of things. So we'll just sort of follow this format, and then we'll go from there. Okay? First question, are you a registered voter in Lincoln County?
Yes.
And are you a registered Democrat?
Yes.
Are you aware that the office of sheriff is considered a full-time position, at least 40-hour a week,
Yes.
and possibly weekends?
Yes.
The next question, number 3, is do you have any criminal record or criminal background that could cause a problem serving as sheriff?
No.
Do you believe that you have the qualities needed to supervise deputies and the tax office, since this is an office that has 2 different responsibilities, one law enforcement, the other collection and the maintenance of taxes?
Yes.
And would you care to elaborate on that a little bit? Take one of each. How you think, what would be your strong points as supervising law enforcement?
I started Marshall University as a criminal justice major and took several CJ classes, and I've studied law enforcement quite extensively throughout my life. I'm familiar with the duties of sheriff and all the law enforcement officers of Lincoln County. It's a constitutional office.
An important office for sure.
Absolutely.
What about on the tax side of it, as far as more like the collection and the bookkeeping, being able to maintain that? Have you got any experience or knowledge that would help you there with the staff you have? You have a good staff, that office does, but what would you bring to it as a sheriff?
I took bookkeeping at Dane Valley High School and made all A's, so I have quite a bit of knowledge in accounting and bookkeeping. And I've handled money during my work at Marshall University in the library. I've worked in my uncle's store. I've helped my cousin in her supermarket. I've handled thousands of dollars, and there's never a penny missing.
Question 5. We believe that the office of sheriff will probably be vacated sometime next week. Would you be available to take office?
Immediately.
Question 6. Why did you decide to seek the appointment of sheriff of Lincoln County? What was the reason you decided to do this?
I've always had an interest in law enforcement, and I've previously taken deputy sheriff exams and always made the highest score, I'm told, of the sheriffs.
But you never have served there.
I've never served as a deputy sheriff nor as sheriff.
Are there any qualities that you feel that would make you the best of those people who have applied?
I think my education is my strong point.
And go through what your education has been.
I graduated from Game Valley High School, and I graduated from Marshall University with an AB degree. Beyond that, I have 15 more hours. And I've served as a teacher in Lincoln County Schools. I've served as a literacy volunteer. I served as a tutor at Marshall University. I was the top boy in my class at Game Valley High School. Not the top student, but the top boy. Graduated number 4 in a class of 90.
Can't hardly outdo the girls, can you?
It's hard. I was always on the honor roll and National Honor Society, first honorarian. I graduated from Marshall with almost an A average.
That's good. One of the questions we've added since the last time was, do you have any business activities or projects, programs in the county that you run or operate that might have a conflict with serving the sheriff?
No.
Okay. Are there any questions from the other commissioners follow up with this?
Are you teaching now?
No, sir.
Question that I posed to the other applicant was, you know, we really want this office to be a non-political office. We want it to be for tax collection and it's law enforcement. We don't want it to be used for one party or person's gain or anything like that. Do you have any problem with that?
Those are my sentiments exactly.
Are you acquainted with any of the people who work in the sheriff's office?
I think I'm acquainted with almost everyone in the courthouse.
You're currently not seeking an office.
That is correct.
What are you doing if you say you're not teaching them? What are you doing as far as, are you working anywhere?
I work at my cousin's supermarket.
Okay. Anything else you want to add?
I just want to thank all of you for giving me the opportunity to be one of the final 2. I just have my thanks.
Well, we appreciate your persistence because you applied the first time and you applied again.
Yes.
Appreciate that. Anything else, anybody? Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
Take care. Would it be the pleasure of the commission to go to just a momentary, short period of maybe just look at these, have some discussion into some type of executive session? I got a motion and second to go in executive session just to review the 2 candidates, and our intention would be to come back with not a decision, but hopefully some type of agreement that we can reach. So we stand. Okay, it's like 20 after 12. Do we have a motion to go back into regular session?
Second.
In regular session, looks like about 12:23. We have interviewed 2 people for the job as sheriff for the next period of time, whenever it starts, in December 31st, 2012. Do we have a motion to appoint a person as sheriff?
So I would at this point offer a motion on the table to place David Vickers into the interim sheriff position.
Is
for
there a
the remainder of the
second?
term.
I'll second that.
Been motion and second to appoint David Vickers. An all yes vote, motion carries.
And I would like to say, this is an after fact, that both these candidates, I think, would make good sheriffs. And so, and it was a difficult decision, but I think Mr. Vickers should do a really good job as sheriff.
Got plenty of experience.
I would offer a motion to adjourn this meeting.
I'll second that.
We stand adjourned.